The round of 16 delivered. This is the tiebreak pod, and we're going to review the fourth round at Roland Garros. We're going to preview some of the upcoming quarterfinal matches, looking at the all-Italian showdown on the men's side. We got the Ukrainian showdown on the women's side. Looking at the men's, we had Caboli win. We had Berrettini win. Felix won. Arnaldi took down TFO. That match was crazy. TFO, he should have won that in the fourth set. Props to Arnaldi for fighting back. That kid, I don't know if I should say kid, he's 24, 25 years old. He continued to fight. He fought for every single ball. He never gave up on a point. He would, sometimes hit some loopy returns back. A little bit higher, a little more clearance, hitting some heavy top spin, but it kept him in the point, and that was the way to beat Francis. So big props there, and he booked himself a spot in the quarterfinals. We had an all-Spanish showdown on the men's side in the fourth round. We had Rafa Hodar take down Pablo Carreno Busta. Lost the first two sets, ended up just cruising through 6-1, 6-2, 6-2. Sets 3, 4, and 5. Did see Carreno Busta have, he got some treatment, which I really hate to see. You never want to see injuries play a role. We had Zverev. He came back after a tough first set, went to a tiebreak, went down 0-3 in that tiebreak, rattled off 7 straight points, took down the lucky loser, Jesper De Jong, who he needs to hang his hat on this performance. He got through to round 4 as a lucky loser, set himself up for a nice little payday and a very good swing in the rankings. Mensik took down Rublev in 5. That is very impressive. I was a little surprised to see that, but also he doesn't get the same attention that Fonseca, Hodar, Lerner, Tien get. He's already won a Masters 1000 event. I don't know why he doesn't get that attention. He's a good player. So yeah, it surprised me that he took down Rublev, but at the same time, it really shouldn't come as that much of a surprise. And then we had Fonseca take down Casper Ruud. I was shocked at that. Not as shocked after seeing Zhao play how he did leading up to that match. But still, Casper, he's been there. He's been to this tournament. He's made some very deep runs in this tournament. Looking forward, we got Rafa Hodar taking on Zverev. I think both of these players are under a ton of pressure. I mean, of course, Zverev, he knows this is his best chance. This is 6 consecutive Roland Garros quarterfinals for him. Best chance to win it. A lot of the top seeds taken down. He faces Rafa Hodar. Rafa took down a fellow Spaniard. I think Zverev knows that it's his best chance. I think that pressure is going to continue to build on him. Might make him play a little tight. On the flip side, Hodar has a lot of pressure on him. He hears the talk around him. He knows people are like, oh, the Vamos Rafa chants are back at Roland Garros. I think that we might see an ugly first set. Both these players trying to get into rhythm. Both of them playing a little tight. So after that, probably hopefully see a little more free-flowing tennis. I think Hodar keeps his streak going. I think he takes down Sasha. He was ranked 707th at this point last year. He was playing in the Little Rock Challengers event, and now he's in the quarterfinals of a major. He keeps the Spanish streak going here at Roland Garros. 30 years of a Spanish man getting into the quarterfinals. And that, of course, has been helped by Rafa Nadal having his just dominant run, being the king of Roland Garros. But that's a very good nation that's just producing players. I think between them and Italy, they might be the two the two nations to be like, okay, this is kind of the gold standard for bringing tennis players. Obviously, there's some other good nations when it comes to it, but speaking of Italy, this is the first ever men's trio to reach the quarterfinals at the same slam. That's Caboli, Berrettini, Arnaldi. And they did this without Musetti or Sinner. They could potentially, depending on how the draw falls, they could have 4 or 5 of their players into the quarterfinals of a major. We could at some point, depending on how they play, depending on top seeds going down, depending on looking ahead to Wimbledon, if Carlos gets injured again after that and has to miss a slam, if Zverev gets upset, we could see the semifinals be an all-Italian affair. On the flip side, we could see it be an all-Spanish affair. So that's pretty crazy. We got some first-time quarterfinalists, Rafa Hodar, Mensik, Fonseca. And speaking again on Fonseca, it looked like Ruud was struggling a little bit with his movement at the start of the fourth set. I don't know if just the wear and tear of the slam has been on him. I don't know if he was nursing an injury, but one to keep an eye on. I don't know if anything will come out after that. Looking ahead, I know I said the all-Italian affair, Berrettini, Arnaldi, and then Caboli and Felix. That's another one I'm really interested to watch. 2 top 10 seeds going at it in the quarterfinals. I don't know what to think. I think Caboli has a very, very high ceiling. Felix is only 25. I don't think he's reached his full potential yet, but I think we might know a little more of what we got there. I think Caboli wins that. I think they set up, potentially another all-Italian matchup, but we'll have to see. Look at the women's side. In the round of 16, we had Serstia win. Wow, doing this at, 15, 19, 17 years? I think it was 17 years after her last quarterfinals appearance here at Roland Garros. She sets up a matchup against Mira Andreeva. There's a 16, 18-year gap between the two. So that'll be very interesting to really see the experienced vet versus the super talented youngster. Kostyuk, she took down Iga, and that second set was pure dominant. 6-1. I don't know if Iga should have even won that one set. Looking at Iga, should we start to worry from 2020 until mid-2024 on clay? She was very good. She had a number of titles, I think double-digit titles, a huge win-loss record, and then the Olympics hit. And on clay, she's not won a title. She hasn't been in the final. I don't know if we should be worried. I don't know if we need to potentially look at, does she need a coaching change? I mean, she needs to add and bring on a coach that specializes in serves. She might need to change out her sports psychologist. I don't know. She's about to arrive at the grass season outside of the top 10. She's going to need a very strong start on grass to be able to make it to the WTA finals. We'll have to see how this continues to play out. Kostyuk, she sets up an all-Ukrainian matchup against Elina Svitolina. That's going to be super exciting. Kostyuk's on a 16-match win streak. Svitolina's on a 10-match win streak. They both won the 1,000 clay court events this year. They're facing off in the quarterfinals. Madrid champion versus the Rome champ. Going to be the first Ukrainian in the semifinals here at Roland Garros. I thought Marta had some very good words speaking about Svitolina. She's a legend of Ukrainian tennis. She paved the way for a lot of Ukrainian girls and boys. I think we have a really good relationship. She's a legend. It'll be such an honor to share the court with her on Tuesday. Paved the way. She's doing great, especially this year. She's doing unbelievable. I'm excited for this match. I played her 2 years ago. I know a little bit of what to expect, of course. It's going to be a good match, I think. I hope it's a good match. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Both of these players are playing top tennis on the clay. So we'll have to see. I'm excited to watch it. I hope there's some fireworks. We saw Kalinskaya take down Potapova. I was a little surprised. I didn't know who was going to win that. That third set was wild. Went to a tiebreak, 10-7. That could have gone either way. Madison Keys, super disappointing. Her and TFO were the last two Americans in this draw. Keys lost 3-6, 6-3, 0-6. Got bageled. Just could not sustain the level in that second set. And we're going to have to continue to wait on an American to win another slam. Had more success on the women's side, of course. We had the defending champ Coco get knocked out. But on the men's side, I don't know where we're going to go from here. I don't really have the faith to put in any of the top men's. I mean, if Ben Shelton had made it through, maybe he could have made some noise here. Have no idea how Fritz was going to perform on clay because he just blew up early. Sabalenka took down Osaka. That seemed to be a little easier for her than I expected. Osaka needs to hang her hat here. She had an incredible run. She showed she can be back to the form that she's won slams with. So I'm excited to see what she can do over the next two slams this year. We had the hometown hero, Diane Perry. She got beat by Chwalinska, which another pole. So that was in straight sets. And I know I mentioned Andreeva Serstia, the all-Ukrainian matchup between Kostyuk and Svitolina, Kalinskaya, Chwalinska, and then Sabalenka and Schneider, who took down Madison Keys. Looking ahead, there's gonna be some fun quarterfinals. We're gonna have a first-time Roland Garros champ on the women's side. We're gonna have a first-time Slam champ on the men's side. And I mean, we could not ask for much. We're really looking at, this is the most tenacious slam. I know there's a saying about it, but it's really proven. We've seen a number of five-setters. We've seen people getting upset. We've seen some crazy runs, and I would love if we didn't end up having a Felix Zverev final. Yeah, I mean, you could say it's not too unexpected to have the number 2 seed, the number 4 seed. Oh, you wish, where's number 3 seed, where's number 1 seed? But it would be a lot more fun to, have someone who's not seeded, to have someone who's outside of the top 10, top 15, top 20. So that'll be a lot of fun. We will be back to react to those after these quarterfinal events are all through. And then I wanted to speak a little bit about, why don't we have Hawkeye at Roland Garros? Rublev, he had asked about a serve that was out. He ended up challenging late, so I understand that rule, not the umpire's fault. So he didn't get the challenge, but that wouldn't have happened if we had electronic. Rude stopped play in the tiebreaker for a ball that was out. The umpire comes down, says, no, it was in. Hawkeye showed to the fans, yes, it was out. He was up 8-7 in the breaker, would have won the second set if it was called correctly. Maybe he'd be in the quarterfinals? I don't know. I don't know why we don't have it here. We also had a comment, and I'm not even going to mention the name. Well, yeah, well, Vallejo, He made a comment about how his match should have been umpired by a man, not a woman. That is completely and totally unacceptable. That's an outdated perspective. He did apologize on social media. He claimed it was taken out of context. I don't see how that could be taken out of context. Ended up being fined 65,000 euros. That's nearly half of his winnings from the tournament. Largest fine in the history of Roland Garros. I'm glad there was some action taken. There's no place for that in our sport. There's no place for that in society. So, yeah, just wanted to touch on that. And thank you all for tuning in. We are going to be back to react to the quarterfinals on the men's and women's side, preview the semifinals, and get a little closer to crowning first-time Roland Garros champ, first-time Slam champ. And I couldn't be more excited. So thank you for tuning in. Check us out, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and on socials at the Tiebreak Pod. We'll catch you on the next one.